Hello and welcome back to another Through the Years, and today we got Eddie George. He is the workhorse when it comes to the running back position. Nobody to me was more of a workhorse than this guy. You just give him the ball 20 to 25, even 30 times a game, and he's going to get it done. Now, he was drafted in the first round to the Houston Oilers. He was the 14th pick in the 1996 draft. Now, in Gameday 97, he was 86 overall, 82 speed, and he had a 92 run rating. Now, he was not in Madden 07. Now, his stats look like this. 16 games he played in, 16 games he started his rookie season. He rushed the ball 335 times for 1,368 yards, 8 TD, averaging 4.1 yards a carry. He averaged 85.5 yards per game. He also caught 23 passes, and he also had 182 yards receiving, and he did get Rookie of the Year. Now, as you see his ratings right here in Madden 98, he's 177 overall. Yeah, the 5th or 6th best running back in Madden 98 coming off of his rookie season. Now, again, he's 177 overall with 78 agility, 86 speed, 42 catching, 89 when it came to his carry, and a 94 break tackle rate. Now, he started all 16 games, this time for the Tennessee Oilers, had 357 carries for 1,399 yards, 6 TDs, averaging 3.9 yards a carry, averaging 87.4 yards per game, had 7 receptions for 44 yards and 1 TD, and he went to his first ever Pro Bowl. Moving on to Madden 99, he is 90 overall with 67 strength, 86 agility, 80 speed, 86 acceleration, 69 when it came to his catch, 84 his carry, and a 95 break tackle. Now, his numbers look like this. He started in all 16 games yet again for the Tennessee Oilers. He also had 348 carries for 1,294 yards rushing, averaging 3.7 yards per carry, averaging 80.9 per game. He also had 37 receptions for 310 yards, plus a TD, and he made it to the Pro Bowl yet again. So he was a flat-out monster. Madden 99. Let's move on to Madden 2000, where he is finally a Tennessee Titan. And we got him taking on the Cleveland Browns, who are now back after being out of the game for 3 straight seasons. So let's move on to 2000. He is 89 overall, 66 strength, 90 agility, 90 speed. He also has 90 acceleration, 59 catching, 82 carry, and a 93 break tackle rate. Now, his numbers look like this. Started all 16 games, had 320 carries for 1,304 yards, 9 TDs, averaging 4.1 yards a carry, averaging 81.5 yards per game, 47 receptions, 458 receiving yards, 4 receiving TDs, and he made it to the Pro Bowl yet again. And this was the season where they took on the greatest show on turf, the St. Louis Rams, and they came up a yard short from possibly winning that Super Bowl. But right here you can see him doing work versus the Cleveland Browns. Going to turn it upfield and get bounced out of bounds, but that's going to be enough to move those chains. And one thing that I loved about Eddie George and the next gen on the PS2, they would chant his name, man. When Eddie would get it going, they would go Eddie, Eddie. When Corey Dillon would get it going for the Bengals, they would go Corey, Corey. I wish we would have had chants in the updated Maddens for like Heath Miller and guys like that. But now let's move on to Madden 2001, and they said this is when the curse started for Madden players or Madden cover athletes. I'm going to say, pump your brakes, shorty. Maybe not so fast. So in 2001, he was on the cover of Madden. He was 94 overall with 88 speed, 70 strength, 94 agility, 96 acceleration, 68 catching, 89 carry, and a 96 break tackle. His numbers look like this for everybody that believes that this is when the curse started. He started all 16 games. He rushed the ball 403 times. He rushed for 1,509 yards, 14 TDs, 3.7 yards per carry, 94.3 yards per game, 50 receptions for 453 yards, plus 2 TDs, made the Pro Bowl, and had first team All-Pro honors. You tell me where the curse is, man. We can't say, oh, well, next year in 2002, that's when he started to decline, which he did. But that's not because of the curse the year before. Come on, people. He officially broke the curse before the curse even started. But let's move on to Madden 2002. He is 93 overall with 87 speed, 73 strength, 87 agility. He also comes in with 89 acceleration. He also has 73 catching, 88 when it came to his carry, and a 97 break tackle rating. He also started in all 16 games yet again. There's a trend here. Eddie George starting all 16 games even though he's getting over 300 carries every single year. One year he got over 400 carries, but he still is healthy and not missing games. So again, he started all 16 games, rushed for 315 times, had 939 yards rushing, 5 TDs, averaging 3 yards per carry, had 58.7 yards per game, 37 receptions for 279 yards. So again, man, the workhorse, Eddie George. He was that way at Ohio State, where there was ground and pounded. Plus, the old Big Ten was ground and pound. You just smash mouth football, baby. And that's the way that he played back in the AFC Central before the Titans or Oilers moved to the AFC South. Now, moving on to Madden 03, 89 overall for Mr. Eddie George and Marshall Faulk on the cover. He is 86 speed, 73 strength, 87 agility, 89 acceleration, 73 catching, 88 for his carry, and a 91 break tackle rating. His numbers for that season look like this. He started all 16 games yet again. He rushed the ball 343 times. He had 1,165 yards rushing, 12 TDs, averaging 3.4 yards a carry, averaging 72.8 yards per game. He also had 36 receptions for 255 yards and 2 TDs. So he wasn't making all-pro honors anymore. He wasn't getting to the Pro Bowl anymore. But you had to think about the running backs in the AFC at the time. You still had Edgerrin James, you had Jamal Lewis. Corey Dillon was still doing his thing. And you also had LaDainian Tomlinson. So there are a lot of good running backs in the AFC. And it's not like how it is today in the Pro Bowl, where it doesn't matter what conference you're in. They just do a draft and everybody just plays one another and has a blast, basically, you could say, even though the Pro Bowl kind of sucks. But anyways, man, moving on to 2K3, he is 90 overall with 83 speed, 82 agility, 64 for his upper body strength, 74 for his lower body strength. He also had 97 vision, 86 break tackle, and a 70 ball security, or a 70 carry, whatever you want to call it, rating. And then right here, got him going up against the Chiefs. And how could we not talk about him and Ray Lewis? It was like the biggest battle every time those two teams met, man. And I wish that they would have kept the conference the way that it was, because if you remember when Eddie George was in his prime, there was only 3 divisions per conference. You had the Central, you had the East, and you had the West. And he was in the Central with the Steelers, with the Ravens, with the Bengals, and then the Browns came back. Like, that was a hard-hitting, tough division, and he continued to start every single game. Matter of fact, he started all his games for the Titans. Every single year he was with the Titans, he started all of his games. So Madden 04, which would have been his last year with the Titans in real life, he started all 16 games again. But let's look at his attributes from Madden 04. He's 88 overall with 86 speed, 75 strength, 86 agility, 89 acceleration, 70 catching, 84 for his carry, and a 91 for his break tackle. And like I said, started all 16 games for the Titans, had 312 carries for 1,051 yards, 5 TDs, 33 yards per carry, 64.4 yards per game. He also had 22 receptions for 163 yards, man. Now, he was in Madden 05 and he was in ESPN for 2K5 on the Titans, but that was the year where he played for the Cowboys, and it made me absolutely sick to my stomach to see him wearing a star on his head, because to me, in my opinion, he is the greatest Titan of all time. I know that the Titans and the Houston Oilers, they will always be connected. And yes, you have, Earl Campbell, and yes, you have Warren Moon, and yes, you have Steve McNair. But in my opinion, man, Eddie George is the greatest Titan of all time, man. Now, moving on to ESPN NFL 2K4, he's 87 overall with 85 speed, 84 agility, 86 break tackle, 50 catching, 67 strength, and a 97 carry/ball security rating for Eddie George. And then right here, putting in work. Oh my gosh, ESPN, this is how you run the football. Bow, get off me. Bow, get off me again. Oh my gosh, I wish Madden would truly adopt that, where you can just run people over with the power back. Because my biggest issue with Madden is that all the running backs can do what any other running back can do. Adrian Peterson feels like CJ2K and vice versa. Yes, one might be faster than the other, but when it comes to breaking tackles and getting out of tackles, it really feels all the same. But guys like Eddie George and Ricky Williams, people that run behind their pads, they should feel that way in Madden. Like Eddie George, when I was running with him in this, he felt freaking heavy. He felt like a freaking bruiser. You know what I mean? Now we're going to move on to Madden Oh Five. And again, he's on the Titans in 05 for Madden and for ESPN NFL 2K5. But he really played for the Cowboys this season. But we look at his overall for Madden, it is 85 overall with 85 speed. 75 when it came to his strength, 82 for his agility, 87 acceleration, 66 catching, 86 for his carry, and an 88 break tackle rating. His numbers with the Cowboys look like this. 13 games he played in for 8 game starts. He also rushed the ball 132 times for 432 yards, averaging 3.3 yards a carry, averaging 33.2 yards a game. He also had 4 rushing TDs, 9 receptions for 83 yards. Now, I remember watching Eddie George when I was like really younger, right? And I always thought, you know what, no, this guy is going to be in the Hall of Fame. He is a beast. Went to the Super Bowl, been to playoff games plenty of times. Like, he is that dude. You know, he is just a monster. But when you look at his numbers for his career, you know, he only averaged like 3.6 yards a carry. You know what I mean? There's probably more explosive running backs in the league than that. And there's like him, Adrian James, even the Fred Taylor guys. I feel like what, no doubt Hall of Famers probably won't get in just because the running back position isn't valued like it should be, even though he's a freaking monster running people over like that. Now, moving on to ESPN NFL 2K5, his numbers look like this. He is 81 overall with 85 speed, 79 agility, 77 break tackle, 49 for his catching. He also has 67 for his strength and a 97 ball security rating from Mr. Eddie George, man. And I know that we all love some Eddie George. Even if you're a Michigan fan, you got to respect Eddie George. Even if you're like a Colts fan or like a Ravens fan, you got to respect Eddie George, man. Again, for his whole career with the Titans, he did not miss a game. I'm gonna repeat myself. For his whole career with the Titans, he did not miss a game. His least number of carries for his career as a Titan was 315. Ricky Williams, he had to get high just to deal with the pain of running the ball so much when this guy one time rushed for 403 attempts. Yeah, the year 2000, when he was on the cover of Madden for 2001, he rushed the ball 403 times, man, and didn't miss a game, didn't miss a start. He did not miss a single game playing for the Tennessee Titans. Like, I can't emphasize that enough. Like, he is a workhorse. His numbers might not be the greatest, but, man, watching him, you knew that he was an all-world football player, regardless if he makes it to the Hall of Fame or not. Now, moving on to Madden 06, his numbers look like this. He is 80 overall. Now, he was a free agent in Madden 06, but I put him on the Cowboys because last year in the NFL, he was on the Cowboys. He also had 85 speed, 73 strength, 79 for his agility, 85 acceleration, 66 catching, 86 carry, and a 76 break tackle rating. Now, for Madden 06, it was pretty weird seeing him in the game because he has no mouthpiece. Not the fact that he's playing for the Cowboys, but he has no mouthpiece. And from everything I saw from Madden 17, we still won't have mouthpieces. And I know to some people it's not the biggest deal in the world, but when you're editing players or when you do the replays and stuff like that, it's like, come on, man, it's just a freaking mouthpiece. Why can't we have it? And maybe they have a good reason to why they don't, but I just wish that they did, man. Now, when we look at his numbers for his whole career, they look like this. He only played 9 seasons in the NFL, 8 of them with the Houston Oilers / Tennessee Titans. He rushed the ball 2,865 yards, rushed for 10,441 yards, averaging 3.6 yards a carry, and 68 TDs. Now, when we add up all of his numbers for the game of Madden NFL 2K5 and we divide those things, he is a 87.7 career overall rating for his video game self. So that's going to wrap it up. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, I enjoyed bringing it to you. I hope that the rest of your day is the best of your day. And I'm going to see y'all later. Peace. That's all.